Welcome back, my butterfly kaleidoscope, to One Hook, Two Hands. This is Sarah, the creator behind One Hook, Two Hands, and welcome today to Stitch Away Crochet. If you are new here, welcome. I like to call my subscribers butterflies because butterflies remind me of hope and joy, and each and every one of you do that for me every day. And kaleidoscope because that's what happens when butterflies land or take off in a pack, is they create that really cool kaleidoscope whirlwind of butterflies. And so that's just kind of how I mentioned you guys coming on in to watch my videos. So if you like this video and you want to support me, please feel free to land and flutter on down to that like button. If you sorry guys, if you really like this video and want to see more like it, feel free to land on that subscribe button down below. I would be very grateful. I am trying to get to 500 subscribers right now, and when we do, I will have a 500 giveaway. I've got 3 of the 5 gifts I want to give away at that time, one for every 100. So you guys, please keep subscribing and maybe sharing these videos if you have anybody who you think would like them. But I would definitely ask you to do that. So today is Stitch Away Crochet, and Stitch Away Crochet is where myself and typically Teresa from Critters Crochet get on here every Thursday, and we talk about our progress on our Sophie's Universe blankets. And while I'm going to do that, if you are in the community, you probably already know this, but if not, I just want to say our friend Teresa over at Critters Crochet lost her son over this last weekend. And so she's probably not going to be on here for a while. So I'm going to be holding it down for us as talking through the Sophie's Universe blanket. And so I'm a little scatterbrained because of what's gone on. But yeah, I'm just going to try to hold it down, and I would really ask that if you could go to Teresa's channel, watch her channel, watch her videos, hit like and subscribe over there if you haven't already. Just try to support her and keep her channel going and the algorithm happy with her while she's going through this season. It's just a lot, and I definitely think she'll be back on here, but you know, grief is grief. And is it ever grief? And it's been really hard to film this video because it just kind of hit me today that, or yes, a little bit yesterday, but really today, that when I started my 2 original Sophie's Universe blankets, which this is one of the 2 that I will finish, that this is the one that's 2/3 of the way done, that I will finish as a part of this. But I started those in 2016, and in 2016 I, in a 6-week time span, lost my aunt, who was like a second mother to me, to a rare form of cancer called bile duct cancer. I can't say the proper name of it right now because that's just not going to happen. A person who mentored me in international travel along with his wife, but we lost him, who was like another grandfather to me. He and his wife beat my own grandparents to my birth. They loved me like one of their own, and losing him was so, even though he was older, it was so sudden and just like a shock to the system. And then we lost my great grandfather, which was a little bit more expected, but still was really hard. So we lost all 3 of them within 6 weeks of each other, and it was extremely difficult. And through that time, I was running and I was crocheting my Sophie's Universe blankets. So in fact, there's a lot of yarn in this one that I had made things for my aunt with, and so it's important to me for that reason. so even though I kind of want to sell this one, I really can't. Like, there at the same time, I've wanted to sell one of the Sophie's Universes. At the same time, I'm kind of like, not happening, because of that. But basically, I've been going through grief. I went through grief really hard when I was doing my Sophie's Universe blankets last time, and so the fact that I believe that God's timing is God's timing, and that nothing happens without reason, and the fact that here we are doing Sophie's Universe blanket, and Therese is going through the season that she's going through. I think there's a purpose in it. And so, guys, I continue to say it. Get over there, support Teresa. Go watch her videos she's made already for Stitch Away Crochet. Keep encouraging her. There is a post on Shannon, the Spinny Stitchers post. They're asking that you put any comments of love there, just so that Teresa can go back and look at them in her own timing. And that's important with grief. You've got to be in a place where you can hear the comments. Grief sucks. I'll just be honest with you. Grief sucks. Grief's hard. It's not pretty. It's not perfect. There's no timeline. I learned a lot of lessons out of that season. I'm the last person who will ever say something petty. I'm the person that shows up 4 months later when you're actually ready to talk. There is a lot to the business side of grief in the immediate aftermath. And oftentimes you're in such shock. I think the reason God allows us to go through shock is because we have to deal with the business side of grief. And, my big prayer for Teresa has been through all of that with this. Is just, on one hand, she lost a son, but she's also having to be grandmother and all of it. And so I just continue to pray for her. And at the end of this video, I'm going to say a prayer for her, because I just feel like we can't go through this and act like the situation isn't happening. And so for those of you who believe, I would love for you to join me in saying a prayer for her at the end of this. If you're going through your own season of grief, welcome. We welcome everybody here who's going through that. I know it's not easy. Like I said earlier, grief sucks. We're the ones who miss out, right? Sorry, guys. But yeah, I didn't expect this to hit, but it kind of hit me earlier today, and we'll see how much I make it through the rest of this. But I learned so many lessons. It's okay to be wherever you're at. If you're going through a season of grief, if you found this channel and you're going through one, welcome. Like I said, crochet kind of helped me with my own season of grief, especially these blankets, because it gave me something to do, even when I didn't feel like I could get up. One of the big lessons I learned is it's okay to grieve, because I feel like we try to rush grief, because people are just getting through the shock period, and then they expect you to be over it because you've done the funeral and you've done this and that and the other, and you've gotten all the casseroles and all that. But that ends, and that's when the real grief, I feel like, begins. And a lot of times that's when people aren't there. So if and when she comes back and she starts sharing stories, just be there, be supportive, be present with her. And if you can't, it's okay to walk away from watching the video that day, but if you can, stay and support her that way. One of my favorite, and we'll probably hear lots of stories about him going forward, because one of the great poems that I found that was given to me in the midst of the season was called Waves, and it talks about how grief comes in waves. At first it's like a tidal wave where it's all consuming and it feels like it's drowning you and it's pulling you under. And then other days it's barely a little blip. Some waves you can plan for because you can see them, and others take you by surprise. And that's not quoting it verbatim, but it's a good metaphor for going through a season of grief. And so I just encourage you guys to be there for her, both while she's away, by watching and supporting her channel and allowing her to kind of keep the algorithm happy while she's gone. I'll post her channel and some links to some of her videos down below, as well as the link to Shannon, the Spoony Stitcher's post. Guys, I'm trying here. I'm really trying. I would encourage that if you do leave words of encouragement, guys, make sure they're words of encouragement. Please be kind. In one of my grief groups, one of the things that we talk about are all the insensitive words that some people say when this happens. And sometimes you don't realize what's insensitive and what's not until you're the VIP at the funeral, till it's you receiving the casserole dishes and the shaking hands and hugs. And so just be kind, be patient, be gentle. Sorry guys, this is kind of a thing I talk about a lot, and I think I believe in terms of helping other people, but this is a big one because we're on the YouTube community. Guys, be kind. Don't say anything insensitive. And even things that you think maybe, okay, I'm just gonna say it. Don't say that he's in a better place kind of thing, because I'm sorry. All that does is rub salt on a wound. And so just, like I said, be kind. And if you've not had to go through that kind of intense grief, I ask for her sake, it's better to be silent than to say anything. My dad quotes this little poem, and I'm gonna get it wrong, but it's like, I walked a mile with joy and a lot to say had she. But basically I didn't learn anything when I walked with joy. I walked a mile with sorrow, and not a word said she, but oh, what I learned when sorrow walked with me. I can't remember what the line was for joy. Sorry guys. But it's so true. We learn a lot of lessons in sorrow. One of them is the value of silence in these moments, and the other one is showing up. And so again, I'm asking you guys to show up for Teresa on her channel. Become a member. Get on there and like her videos, play them in the background so she gets watch hours. Just love and support her, guys. Like, that's why I'm on here showing my face. I know a lot of times I don't show my face right now because I felt so bad, but I'm asking you to get on there and support Teresa in any way you can, because she needs it. And right now, the best thing we can do is keep her channel alive so that she doesn't lose out while she is doing what she needs to for her own and her family's sake right now. Guys, I'm trying not to lose it. I really am, because like I said, this just brought back a bunch of memories for me. And I'm really gonna be careful what you say right now. Please be kind. Please be kind. Please be kind. The other thing I do a lot for people, and I don't know that it's something we can do for Teresa, but if you have somebody in your life going through grief, or maybe you are, well, one, hugs if you are, but two, think about grief groceries. Think about getting that friend or that person things that they can just pull out of the refrigerator and eat, so that they don't have to think about what to make. And I'm not talking just like casseroles and stuff like that. I'm talking about stuff they can freeze, or get them the tub of ice cream, get them their favorite snack, get them potato salad. And I know that sounds weird, but if you get a skin on potato salad that has everything but 2 of the necessary vitamins and minerals for the day, on the days where they're feeling like just lethargic and they can't eat, if they can eat a bite of that, it helps. Just putting it out there. So guys, just be kind to the people in your world who are going through grief, and be kind to Teresa, both while she's gone and when she comes back. Please, guys, do not say anything insensitive. I know I keep harping on that, but I have heard so much. And I'm pretty protective of people in that moment. So, I don't talk about it often on here, but my dad is a pastor, and we always say that there's 3 kinds of pastors. There's baby dedication pastors, there's wedding pastors, and there's funeral pastors, and my dad's a funeral pastor. And even though he was a funeral pastor, and I've been to hundreds of funerals before this, and I sincerely apologize to some people if I was at one of yours before this happened, but when I went through my own season of grief, I realized just how much what people typically say is not the right thing to say. And so the best thing you can say is, I'm here, and if you're ready to talk, I'm here to listen. And then show up. And so that's why I keep emphasizing, go show up on her channel. But be careful what you say over there, because she deserves to have just the absolute best. And she's so amazing, and she has helped me so much through my own chronic health issue. And I just love Teresa, and I just want to support her. And yeah, I just want to support her, and I just want people to rally around her. Shannon from the Spoony Stitchers has done a lot of stuff. I've reposted one of her posts on our community page, so go check that out. Okay, back to the blanket for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna have some tips and tricks and things that are gonna come up after this, but I haven't gotten through all the way through part 4, so it has just been what it's been. I have just been tired and overwhelmed a little bit, as I kind of talked about in my last one. The cold weather is really causing my pain and my nerves to act up. We had the letter out to the congressperson. Pray that I find favor with that and can get my treatments here soon, so that I'm going to say the full name because I still am afraid YouTube will ding me for the acronym, but it's autonomic sensory small fiber neuropathy, or SFN. But guys, that if the pain has been kind of bad, and I've been ticking some, and so if I do tick at any point, I apologize, but it's what's going on. In the meantime, Sophie's Universe, I did get most of part 4. I think I'm down to, hold on, I know I'm on row 32, but I don't know how much more I have to go. finished row 32. I've got 33, 34, 35, 36. So I've got to get through 36. So I've still got 4 more rows to go. But I did finish 32. So I'm on to round 33. But this is the blanket so far. Is that not pretty? Has this cotton not turned out just gorgeous, guys? Now, I will say, one of the cool parts about this blanket that I've done with this one is in the bright, like in the circle, I've used the really vibrant and saturated colors. I'm just going to put it over my face so you can see clearly. But on this edge part, I'm kind of using the more muted colors. You can kind of see the pinks, oranges, yellows, and blues. You can kind of even see it on this back side a little bit, where I'm using like the more muted colors. And I think it's turning out really pretty, because what you do with this blanket is you have the circle, then you have the, like, what I call the smaller square, and then you switch up the angle of the square, so it's a diamond and a diamond kind of thing. And in the smaller square, it's going to kind of be these more muted colors, and it's turning out so pretty, and so I'm really liking it. But we'll see how the rest of it goes. But yeah, that's my progress so far, and then I'm going to turn it over to doing our stitches that I thought it was important to kind of show you and walk you through a little bit, and then I will come back on and say our prayer for Teresa and let you guys go. Love you. All right, butterflies, so here we are at our first kind of odd stitch, and actually couple stitches, because I'm going to show you how to do the back post treble crochets in one stitch, and then how to do our back post doubles, halves, and singles. So what does that look like? So we got right here, I've already done 3, excuse me, obligatory yawn, bingo, 3 back post double trebles, chain 2, and then in the next stitch you're supposed to do another 3 back post double trebles. So when you're doing a treble, you yarn over twice, and then you come into this, and this is also because of where the last one was a lot of yarn on that one stitch. You got to be careful and make sure you don't skip the stitch you need to do. But you come in, and so it's, when you say it's back, you insert from the back, go around to the front, and come through on the back, and then you yarn over, pull through around the front to the back, and then you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over. How did that turn into a double? I dropped a yarn over. Hold please. As I was trying to show you, I dropped a yarn over. So we got those 2. Then we do back to front to back, yarn over, pull through to the back, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you're going to do that again on the same stitch. So you're going to come down below it, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There you go. And one more. So yarn over, pull through 2, or pull through to the back, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. This is a corner. Now you're going to do a back post double crochet in the next 9. So you yarn over once like your normal double crochet, then you yarn over, then you go back to front to back, yarn over, pull through. So it kind of looks like this on the front. Get this nice little ridge there, which is why the crunch stitch, I like the crunch stitch for this part of the blanket, because it just adds that little bit of extra hiding detail, but it also like emphasizes at the same time in a cool way. And then you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So yarn over into the next stitch, back, front, back. I like to make sure that I'm like, if you can kind of see it where you should be able to see it, where you kind of get this little gap around your needle. I like to slot my yarn right there as I yarn over and pull through, and then I yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. So you yarn over, go in behind this post, slot it in, yarn over, pull through, and you do that for 9 here. So that's 3. And again, I'm kind of used to it, so I kind of know what I'm looking for here for 5, 6, 7, 8, and I don't have to look at the back so much when I do it now because I just kind of know the right feel of it, and that's 9. So our 9 should fall in the stitch before the front post double crochet. So let's see, and then let's see, so we do 9 back post doubles. So now we're going to do back post half double crochets in the next 10. So you do just like a normal half, you do through. So it's to back post half double crochet. Sorry, you yarn over like you're doing a normal half double, and you go behind the post, you slot it in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3. So it's just like you do your doubles, except you're pulling through all 3 loops instead of pulling through 2, pulling through 2. So this is 3, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So 4, 5, 6, and 7, let's see, 8, just make sure here, 2, 4, 6, 8, so 2 more, 9, and 10. And now we are going to do let's see, we did in the 10, so now we're going to do back post single crochets in the next 20. So that looks like this. So when you're doing it, you're going to do, instead of yarning over, because this is a single, you're just going to go straight in and go back, front, back, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. There's your back post single. So yarn over, or back, front, back, yarn over, pull through, and that makes 2. So, and you just do that all the way through the next 20 stitches, and those are kind of your repeats, but I wanted to show you how to do all of those because you're creating your corner, because you're going from a circle to a square right here. So that was the first kind of big thing. So I'll see you guys on the next stitch, which will probably be a front post double crochet at some point. So see you soon. Okay, so we're actually back here. Sorry guys, I think I went too fast, but okay, we're actually back here to do a picket. So to do a picket, you chain whatever the number is, and in this case it's 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you go back into that first stitch, slip stitch, and sometimes it's a little tight like it is right now, and you pull through, and you've got your little picket, and it'll end up looking like this when you're done. So it's just simple. The chain, you go back on it and create a little hole or loop, and that's important when pinning it in place later. So you create your picket and you keep going. Our next kind of tricky cluster or stitch, but it is a cluster stitch, is the treble cluster. And the reason it's tricky is because you're going to be going around these 3 in the same stitch trebles from the previous row, and this stitch right here is always really difficult to get front post, and you're doing a front post essentially to it. So this one, so you're gonna do because you're working on the front post, so this is a front post treble cluster. So it is, because it's a treble, you're going to yarn over twice, then you're going to go front to back, around to the front. So that's how you do a front post, right? And again, just like when we did the back post, you kind of get this little stretch right here where you get a niche. I like to put my yarn right there, yarn over, pull through and pull up a loop. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and this is because it's a cluster. You do not yarn over here. You just get to your second loop on the hook, okay? Now you're going to yarn over twice, do a front post treble, which is, again, we're going front to back to front. We get our little stretch, put our yarn in the notch, yarn over, pull through with a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we got 2 of our cluster. We need to do one more. So you yarn over twice. This is the one that's tricky. Front to back. And this is where you kind of have to pull at it a little bit to try to get right in here. Ha, there. Yarn over in the niche, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now you've got your 3 loops. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 of those. Well, 3 here and the one initial one. Now you got your cluster. Yay! So in this point, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to enter into your picket. And when you do go into your picket, so make sure you're actually in your picket and you're not just picking up one strand. See, like, that's a one strand. That's not going to look very nice in the long term. Make sure you get in the center of that ring. It's a little tight, so make sure you get in that center. Yarn over, pull up a loop, do a single crochet, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to do this treble, front post treble cluster. Honestly, they don't call it that, but they might as well. So you're going to yarn over twice, and now we got the tricky stitch in the first one, and this is always a beast. You go front to back to front, yarn over, put it in the little niche, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you got 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over twice, go into front, back, front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over twice, yarn over, front, back, front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. There's your cluster. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up pushing that picket towards the back like that, and then you will end up crocheting in this part on our next round. So there's your treble clusters, and I will see you probably sometime in the next row. Okay guys, we're going to do just a normal front post double crochet right here. So I'm actually in row 29 right now, and we're working into the row 27 of the, and we're doing the front post double crochets. So that's just a yarn over, go into your stitch, front, back, front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then one more, you go again, front to the back to the front, and you can see that little stretch space. You yarn over there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's just a front post double crochet. Over here we did trebles. I will show the trebles when I get to the end of this row. Again, just kind of keep an eye on that as you go. But that is a front post double crochet. Okay, we are getting ready to do our 2 front post treble crochets. So I've done back post, and you've seen that, but this is a front. So you're gonna wrap it around twice because this is a treble. So you're gonna go front to back to front, yarn over, you're gonna hit in our little niche, you're gonna yarn over, pull through, you're gonna yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and there we go, a front post treble. Just to do it again, yarn over twice, front, front to back to front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So basically on this row you're gonna have your in the first or second chain 2 space, you're gonna have a treble, then you're gonna have 10 front posts, and then a treble over here. But you are not going over the screen, but not over the row 28, not over the green row in my blanket, right? Not over your leaf row. You are not going over that, and that's important. There's going to be some rows where, yes, you do go over them and incorporate them in, and then there's some rows where you don't, and they're critical because it will play a part in part of your stitches. So make sure you do it right. I'm just saying, I did it wrong and had to redo stuff in previous blankets. So there's that. Also, while I've got you guys on here, I'm going to say something that you guys are going, that's not you. You're right. It's not me, but it's this blanket. You can see I have already woven in my ends, and I had forgotten very briefly until I did it that you do not forget to weave in ends more than 3 rows on this blanket. Because of how bulky it's going to get, it's going to be a lot more difficult to weave in your ends. So at least every 3 to 4 rows, make sure you're weaving in ends. Even if you don't do it every round, make sure you weave them in every 3 to 4 rounds so you can still get to your end, the blanket, well enough to do it, because it's going to be a little bit of a stiff blanket, especially at first. So just saying. But I digress. See you on the next one. And guys, that's Sophie's Universe Part 4 up to row 33 so far. So if you want to stay now and pray with me, please do. If not, go in God's grace and peace and have a good day, my butterflies. I am very grateful for each and every one of you. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I can't, there's no words. There's never words when grief's involved. But God, I just ask that you be with my friend Teresa, my sister. God, she has been such an encouragement to me. She has been such a joy in my life. And my heart breaks for her. There are no words in the English language for a parent who's lost a child, because it feels like a parent should never lose a child. Yes, a child can lose their parents, and we've got a name for that, but there's not one in the English language for when a parent loses a child. But God, I just pray you be with her tonight, and that you just love her close, love her husband up close, let them feel peace, let them know that they're seen and that they're loved. I pray the same thing for his spouse and for the children involved. God, nieces, nephews, children, whichever ones. But God, I don't know which one of the sons. But God, I just pray that you would just bring peace and joy. Well, joy is such a hard thing, because you can be joyful in grief. But I just pray that they would remember good memories, that there would be a peace in the midst of the pain, that God, they would just know that you are with them right now, and know that you love them, and that you're seen by them, and that you've got them, and that as hard as it is, he blinks and they're there, so he doesn't have a chance to grieve, but God, they have a chance to grieve him. And so God, I just pray that as they go through that process, the roller coaster, the wibbly wobbly ball that is grief, that God, that you would just allow them to be present, allow them to feel it, allow them to mourn, and God, allow them to not be so caught up in the have-to-dos that they forget to be present in these moments. It's just the word I have for it, God, from having walked through it, is just let them be present. And God, may everything go smoothly on the business side. I hate the business side of grief, but I just ask you to make everything go smooth there, and that you would provide at every level for them. And God, you would just take care of my friend Teresa, her husband, her and her other children, all of the spouses involved, her grandchildren, and any other cousins, and everybody, Lord. And just that you would bring your level of peace to that moment and everything that's going forward for them. Because I don't know how people who don't have you make it, Lord, through these kinds of seasons. But I pray that you just help Teresa day by day as she goes through this. In your name I pray. Amen. I love you guys. Stay safe. Please remember to go support our friend Teresa. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I will see you on the next one. Hopefully Monday if I can get that video made. Love y'all. Bye.